Welcome to Morning Infusion with Dr. V. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to just have graduated from DNP school, all the while caring for your mother? Well, my name is Dr. Viola Pierce. I'm the CEO and the founder of VP Nursing and the Nurse Nurturer and the facilitators for Secret Suppers Worldwide with Dr. V, where our goal is to equip healthcare professionals to be wealthy in all areas of their lives. Our goal is to come to you each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to give you the fuel to crush your goals, to show up exceptional on a daily basis. Know that one of the goals of Morning Infusion with Dr. V is to expose you to leaders that have overcome so that you know that the possibilities are endless. You can follow us on Twitter at Nurse Nurturer, Instagram at VP Nursing. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and please share this video. We have a group called the Nurse Nurturer on Facebook that you can join to receive uplifting content for healthcare professionals. You can also visit us at our website at vpnursing.com. Our special guest today is Dr. Melissa Mitchell. So I'm super excited because she was just in a class maybe behind me in DNP school. And so, that call, whenever they say, they call you up and they say that you're a doctor, it's super exciting, right? It's super exciting. So give us a brief bio of you and what's your primary reasoning for becoming a nurse?
Sure. Good morning, Dr. V, and thank you for having me this morning. So, and welcome, and I appreciate the opportunity. So one thing that really led to me wanting to be a nurse is that I actually ended up my mom and my grandparents co-parented me, really. And so my grandfather actually ended up with leukemia, and I remember many things about that. And so I've learned that, my mom lost my sister, and so her and my father divorced, and so my grandparents stepped in. And so my grandfather instilled a lot of great values in me, and always told me I can be whatever I want to be. And I just know words mean a lot, even from childhood up. And so with that being said, after I saw him experience leukemia and just having the desire to help others, I pursued nursing. And so I will say I have done probably all entities of nursing, because I started out as an LVN. And at some states, LPN. So I did that for 10 and a half years and did not think that I could ever afford or go back to school. And so then I later pursued my ADN, my BSN, my MSN, and now my DNP. So I always tell others, don't focus on the timing, because some say, Melissa, you've been in school for so long. And I said, yes, but there's no time limit to that. You can learn all your life. And so I always say, never put time limits on anything you do.
I love it. I love it, because our stories, I didn't know this, but our stories are very similar. I was an LPN for 10 years also. And then I went on for my ADM, my bachelor's, my master's, and my DNP. So I love it. I love it. Now, you recently obtained your doctorate of nursing practice, which, hallelujah. Now, what was your primary reason for wanting to reach this pinnacle in your education?
So again, I had a strong value after God blessed me and showed me that, you can do anything long as you trust him. And so I have a strong value of really reaching out to young ladies, because I had my first child at 19. And so I wanted to that's one of my ministries that I do, is mentoring young ladies. And so one of the things that I do when I was on the floor at the bedside, I was preceptor and all of those things, and had a strong passion for education. So after I got my MSN with a focus in education, I still wanted to impact nursing on the level of research and best practices. And also through that, from being at the bedside, just being able to advocate and make a difference for all of our patients, and so that's really why I went back to school. And so I am in education, but again, just wanting to make that difference and make it and continue to improve our nursing practice.
I love it. I love it. Now, I can't see who is commenting, but someone said words from childhood impact the rest of our lives, and they really do. And of course, they called all of your alphabet soup, okay, because you've got a lot of credentials there. I love it. Love it. So, what is some advice that you would give someone that is going back to school to get their advanced degree?
One of the things that I would say is don't get frustrated or think that your dream or your accomplishment is not obtainable. And it is obtainable. When you're going through all the many revisions and the many edits, take those as just growing opportunities. And there you grow, and we all want to grow. So take them as growing opportunities, make the revisions, and continue to push forward. I mean, there could be many other challenges with it. I always tell people, is there really a perfect time in life to pursue anything? I don't think there's a perfect time, because we will have challenges, and those challenges, I believe, come to us so that we can continue to grow. So I would say stay the course, take the curveballs, and you can know that it can still happen.
One thing that I always say is that life is not happening to us, it's happening for us. And so the things that happen, they're for a reason. They're for us to grow. They're for us to advance. So that is super, super important. So I love that. Now, you talked about your mother being sick during this time. What are some of the challenges that you have had, and how did you overcome those challenges?
Sure. So yes, my mother actually still lived in Louisiana at the time, and so she became sick in May, the end of May. And one of the worst fears is you get that call at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. to tell you your mom is sick, and you're 6 hours away. And of course, that was right when COVID-19 had just started, and I was like, oh my goodness, is it COVID? What is it? And so, of course, me communicating and working alongside the healthcare providers. Thanks be to God, my mom did not have COVID, but she did have some other severe complications. And so we had to get her infection stabilized, amputation. But I was blessed to be able to get her to Texas. And so my mom's been here, and that was during all the times of my revisions and edits. And so I was able to get her here, and we went into a long-term acute care. We did acute care. We were in and out multiple times, but thanks be to God, my mom's home with me, and she's doing very well. Of course, we manage chronic illness, but I am just so thankful. And I actually shared with my family yesterday what a testament. 2020 for all of us across the country has been rough, right?
That's right.
But what a testament when you can still see God's glory and mercy. And so I'm so thankful that my mom is here with me, and I take every moment as a precious moment with her.
I know. I love it. I love it. She's super. You're lucky to have her, and she's lucky to have you too. Now, who are the people that encourage you the most during your journey, to your DNP? Like, who were your people?
I have to say, so definitely my mom was there with me, and she would even say while I'm sitting there with my laptop and whether we're at the doctor's office or wherever we are, she's like, but you got this, it will be done. But also the love of my life, so Norman Glass. And so we have been dating for almost 2.5 years. We're very, strong in that. And so we both have had our life challenges. And so I'm blessed that I have been divorced and met him. And he was just super supportive through all of that, and helping me with my mom. And then also my children. My children are adults now, but they have always been my inspiration. When I look at them, that's how I know that I can continue the drive. And so, and also I'm blessed to have a pretty large family. My mom's she has siblings. There were 17 of them, and 14 of them are living. Wow. And they all live here in Texas. And so I had a large support system, right? And so I am blessed that, several of my aunts and I are very close, and they're like my mom to me. And so they were very supportive of my journey as well. And so there's also, I call them my work family. I've been at my organization for 15 years, and they were super supportive as well. So I had a good team. I had some cheerleaders.
I love it. I love it. It's good to have cheerleaders in your corner, for sure, for sure. So now tell me about the day that you received your the call that you were doing at the time? Because I'm gonna tell you that call is something else.
It is.
Now
It is.
tell me what it felt like when you were first called Dr. Mitchell.
So yes, and it was a Sunday. It was after after church. Of course, you all know we were virtual, and we're still virtual where I go to church. And so it was after church, and Norman and I was just getting ready to have a little dinner, and so my cell phone rang, and of course I had my instructor's number saved, right? So I see so I see who my professor is that she's calling, and I immediately grabbed the phone real fast, and so I answered it, and she says, "Can I speak to Dr. Mitchell?" And oh my goodness, I started screaming, I started crying, I was shaking. I never thought the call would ever come. So it was one of the most memorable moments that I will never forget. So yeah.
Yeah, it is. It was so funny because when I received the call, I was actually in my bedroom, and my mom was living with me at the time, and I started hollering and screaming, and she called. She apparently was trying to call me to find out what had happened, and I was hollering and screaming so bad that I couldn't hear what she was saying. And so she called up my sister, and she was like, "You need to call her because she's upset. Something's going on with her." It's like, well, no, that's not what's happening right here. So now, what legacy would you like to leave for your family?
So I would like to leave a legacy for my family of just, determination and staying the course of any journey or anything you pursue. And I always tell my children is that you trust and believe in God, and you can do many, many, many glorious things. And also the legacy of just being able to help others, that you're doing this journey also to fulfill your own internal and personal goal, but you're also doing it for the external, meaning that you want to make a difference in others' life. And so that's the legacy I want to leave is that, continue to pursue your goals so that you can make a difference.
That's right. I love that. I love that. Now, who has impacted your leadership most and why?
I think so. I have many. I will say that I still, definitely do many things to continue to grow in my leadership role that I currently serve, and not just a leadership at work, but just a leader in the community and doing those things. And so I do a lot of John Maxwell. I love reading his books and those things. I love that. I also feel very impacted by just also my grandparents, who definitely were pioneers of leadership and determination, even when they wasn't always given the opportunity. So, my grandfather had to quit school in 2nd grade, my grandmother 10th grade, but they were still pioneers and leaders because they were leading in the community or they were leading at their church. And so I have to say that they were my personal mentors. And then of course the external would be those things that I do, such as John Maxwell. And I also have great leadership at the organization where I work, and they also have inspired me in that way as well.
Yeah, that's important for sure, for sure. Now, how do you define success?
I find success, I tell my children this all the time, is that you don't look at the dollar, you don't look at the dollar, because sometimes we get real fixated on the dollar. Yes, the dollars matter. We do all have to live in some form or fashion, right? But I tell people that success to me is really defined by, it's your own internal aspirations and the things that you do. I tell everyone, celebrate every accomplishment, because guess what? Whether it looks minor to others or whether it looks minor to you, it's important. So that is your success. That is your own personal success. And so I define it as just continuing to grow and just, looking at those aspirations that are so valuable and important to you.
But Dr. Mitchell, it has been a pleasure. You are just amazing. You are amazing from the beginning, and that's the reason why I was like, well, let me reach out to Melissa. Oh, Dr. Mitchell.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, I just want to add in closing that I always take every encounter, as an important encounter, because Dr. V and I did not know each other face to face by any means, and have never even seen each other like in person, no more than via phone. But I have to say, we met, like you said, in school, but I reached out to you because I was having some challenges and I was a class behind you. And you were just such an inspiration. Number one, to take the time out to talk to me and don't even know me. Number two, to take the time to pray with me. And number three, to give your encouraging words. And so I tell everyone, God will put people in your life and take every encounter as a blessing. And so thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. You have been amazing. I have loved my time with you for sure. So my name is Dr. Viola Pierce, owner and CEO of VP Nursing and the Nurse Nurturer and the Facilitators of Secret Suppers Worldwide with Dr. V, where our goal is to equip healthcare professionals to be wealthy in all areas of their lives. Our goal is to come to you each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to give you the fuel to crush your goals and to show up exceptional on a daily basis. Know that one of the goals of Morning Infusion with Dr. V is to expose you to leaders that have overcome so that you know that the possibilities are endless. You can follow us on Twitter at The Nurse Nurturer, Instagram at VP Nursing. If you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you are on Facebook, we have a Facebook group called The Nurse Nurturer that you can join to receive uplifting, even comical information sometimes, because we gotta laugh, for healthcare professionals. You can visit us at our website at vpnursing.com.